Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today we are ranking the 2023 AFL draft for all the teams, seeing how they went. Now, I might be a little bit biased towards Geelong, but they did draft really well. And yeah, so without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to go from, alphabetical order from Adelaide down to Western Bulldogs. Alright, let's go. So now let's have a look. So Adelaide Crows, now they did draft at pick 8, Daniel Curtin, pick 21, Charlie Edwards, and pick 27, Oscar Ryan. Adelaide did trade up to get Daniel Curtin because West Coast really wanted him, and yeah, so without all, I'm probably thinking there would be a good B plus. They did decent. They've got quite a few talls. They're all over 6 foot, over 6'2" up, I think. So what? 187, 191, and 197. So that's pretty decent. And they've also got 3 18-year-olds to join them as well. So they've got a lot of young players. Obviously, 18 is the draft age. So yeah, I reckon they're about B plus. So Brisbane, they drafted 4 players. Now, yeah, so they're all 18 as well. 117 at the moment, which is Zane Zakaraskay. So yeah, so they picked up Logan Morris, Luke Lloyd, Zane, I'm not going to pronounce his name, and Reece Torrent. Now, 31, 42, 51, and 64 was all their picks. Now, they've got some decent young players, so a lot of them are from, there's a couple from the Waffle and a couple from Melbourne, or Western Jets and Sandringham Dragons. So, I reckon this is a good, solid B. Now, they didn't go too crazy because they didn't really have many draft picks, but to pick up 4 talented players, solid effort. You're going to have to go B with that one. So we're going to go Carlton next. They only picked up the 2. Ashton Moyer from Glenelg, and Dandenong Stingrays, they picked up Billy Wilson at pick 34. And pick 24 was, pick 29, was Ashton Moore. Now, I honestly do not know anything really much about the draft, except for probably a few players, especially from the Geelong Falcons, to know a couple of players. But it's hard to tell because they haven't actually played an AFL game yet, and we can't judge them until they play an AFL game. But I reckon I'm going to give them, it's hard to tell, but I reckon I might give them a C for now. And so we're going to go Collingwood next now. Or actually, I might have to go B. I don't know how to pronounce it. Harry Demeter. That's it. At pick 25. Now, he was meant to go a little bit later, or maybe even a bit earlier. I'm not sure, but that was a steal. And then they picked 37. They picked up 2 Teal, or is it 2? 2 Giath. His cousin is at Hawthorn, if I'm not mistaken, CJ. So, yeah, from the Gippsland Power. So, picked up a few good players. So, I'm going to have to go B because of this steal that they picked up. Now, let's go Essendon. Now, I'm going to have to go Essendon B plus or maybe A. Nah, I might stick with B plus for now. But they did pick up Nate Caddy, which they traded up for, which is, they only gave up, pick 10? No, pick 11 and pick 31, if I'm not mistaken, to the Cats. So they picked up Nate Caddy, who is the nephew of Josh Caddy, and they pick up, I'm not even going to pronounce his name, they pick up Luamim Luwal. I do apologise if you are watching this. You probably won't be, but I don't know how to pronounce names at all. And they've also picked up Archie Roberts. Now, it might seem harsh, but I might have to go B plus for now. So let's go to Freo next. Now, it's a solid C for me, for because they picked up 3 players, and their picks were 35, 41, and 60 for Freo. Now I'm gonna have to go C, but they did pick up Ollie Murphy, Cooper Simpson, and Jack Dealin from the Sample. Yeah, the other 2 were from Dandenong and Sandringham Dragons. Alright, this is where GWS next. So this is going to be controversial, but I reckon C minus. Oh, is it C minus, or should I go maybe B? B minus. I'm going to go. They picked up Phoenix Gothard, who's best mates with Connor O'Sullivan, who now plays for the Cats. Pretty cool. He didn't wear his polo because he wasn't sure if he was going to get. He didn't know he was going to get drafted, and he got drafted, and that was probably the scenes of the draft. For day one, and they also picked up James Leake, Joseph Fonte, and Harvey Thomas, who was the academy selection. Now I'm going to go a solid B minus. Next one, I'm going to be extremely biased. Geelong Cats, A plus, easy. Picked up Connor O'Sullivan, Mitch Edwards, steal. Sean Manor, steal. George Stevens, steal. Ollie Wiltshire, maybe a steal. He kicked 51 goals in 18, 19 games. He's from Bowen Heads, played in the BFL, which is the Ballerine Football League, down here in Geelong. And they also picked up Orson Humphreys, who was, I think, one of the Fremantle academies at one stage, or did something with Freo. I can't remember exactly, but I'm just gonna have to go A plus. We got 3, maybe even 4 steals. We picked up a 26-year-old. We picked up a couple of we picked up a couple of 18-year-olds. Picked up a 20-year-old, and we also picked up a 21-year-old as well, which is pretty good. We've got a lot of youth and we've got a lot of experience. So maybe, hopefully, some of those players can get a game. And we also picked up, that's a rookie draft, so I'm not going to really count that. So the next one is, let's go Gold Coast. Now, Gold Coast, they picked up all of their AFL academy players. There's probably a couple of them that got drafted, I think, somewhere else. If I'm not. Oh, no. No, I don't think any of them did. And yeah, so it's awesome to see they're all from Queensland, Gold Coast, which is awesome to see. Footy's growing down in the Gold Coast, which is awesome, and hopefully maybe finals this year for Gold Coast. So they picked up all their players: Jed Walter, Ethan Reid, Jake Rogers, and Will Graham. Now, they're all the ages of 18, so they've got a lot of young core now, and that's really awesome to see. I'm going to have to go A for Gold Coast because they picked up their academy players, and yeah, Jed Walter seems like he could be one of the best prospects of his draft, even though Harley Reid is probably the greatest out of all of them, obviously. Pick one. So, yeah, I'm going to have to go A for them. Hawthorn, now we've got 2 father-son selections. William McCabe and Kalshir Deer. And the other 2, Nick Watson, pick 5, and pick 46 was Bodie Ryan from Glenelg. So with that, I'm gonna have to say A minus, I reckon, possibly, or can't say A plus, but I'm gonna have to say I'm gonna stick with the B plus. They did really well in this draft. They selected some quality players, 170 centimeters. So he's not far off from me. So I think I'm like 5 centimeters off him. So, that's pretty good. Up the short Kings. Alright, so the next one is Melbourne. They picked up 2 players. Pick 7, Caleb Windsor, and pick 13 was Colton Thylstrup from WA in the Waffle. So I do apologise, I do not know how to pronounce names at all. But anyways, they didn't do too fancy in this draft, but they got a couple of really good players. It's hard to tell because I'm not really interested in the AFL draft much at all, but I thought, this year's probably I'm more into it than last year and the years prior. But 9-year-old me would have been absolutely on this with all the AFL draftees and that. But I'm gonna have to say a good solid B. They did, they had 2 draft picks, and I guess that's who they wanted to go for. They've got a couple of players. Doesn't really say what type of role they want to be in, but yeah, is what it is. I'm just on the AFL.com.au app. Yeah, but it's solid B. Now, I'm gonna have to go for North Melbourne. They've got Colby McKercher, Zane Dersma, Taylor Goad, Will Dawson, and Riley Hardiman. They've got 2, 4, 20, 22, and 23. So they've got how many? 5, if I'm not mistaken. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. They got obviously Colby 2 from Tassie, and they're all 18-year-olds as well. So I have 117 at the moment. Wow. So a couple of 17-year-olds in the draft. Pretty cool. I'm going to have to go, I reckon. They've got a lot of size as well. So I'm going to have to go a solid A, or maybe an A minus. I'm not sure. I reckon I might stick with the A. Because then the A plus, I'm pretty sure, if I did my grading numbers right. Yeah, solid A. They did really well in this draft, and potentially A plus I was leaning towards, but I'll stick with A for now. So now, Port Adelaide now, and they picked up, they had pick 48, 52, and 57. They picked up a Geelong Falcon who was Thomas Anastasiopoulos from Geelong Falcons, Newtown duo. Nice. I might have umpired him, possibly. Quite likely I've umpired him. So next one was Lachlan Charlson and Will Lawrence. Now, I'm going to have to go maybe a solid B minus. Don't remember much about Thomas, but I have umpired him a couple of times, I reckon, throughout my footy umpiring down in Geelong. So B minus. So I'm gonna have to go C for Richmond. Then we picked up 2. Pick 40 and pick 43 they had. Kane McAuliffe. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But I'm actually probably going to be leaning towards maybe either a C plus or maybe a B minus. Not sure. One of the two. Between B and C, I'm thinking. They've got obviously Kane and Liam Fawcett. I think that's how you pronounce his name, from Central District, Sample. And yeah, time will only tell with all these players because you can't really grade them yet, apart from Harley Reid, on what type of player they're going to be. Now, a Geelong Falcon player. So awesome. It's awesome to see. Now, St Kilda, I'm thinking, they did quite well in this draft. They got Darcy Wilson, Angus Hasty from Geelong Falcons, Lance Collard, Hugo Garcia, and Ari Schoenmaker. I did say Shoemaker instead of Schoenmaker yesterday from Tassie. Now, Ari is a massive steal, and Angus pick 33. That's solid. Now, I'm going to have to go A. They're close to A+, but I'm going to have to go A for now. They've got some talented players. They're all obviously 18, or most of these players are 18. It's a couple of 19, 20-year-olds, but most of the time They are 18 and yeah, they look to be set. They've got quite a few young talented players even now through last season's draft and the year on. So I'm going to have to go A for St Kilda. And I mean, it doesn't really matter if you pick what. You pick 1 or you pick 64. Once you get into the AFL system, you have to prove yourself. And yeah. Now, Sydney Swans, pick 16, they got Will Green, 24, Caden Cleary, who was the Academy Player Selection, and Patrick Snell at pick 53. Now, from the Northern Territory as well, Patrick Snell. Now, they've got quite a few talls in here. Oh, 2, but 204 centimetres and 194. And obviously, just under 6 foot is Caden Cleary. Now, Sydney University Footy Club, Junior AFL Club. Now, I'm going to have to go maybe, it's hard to tell, because I don't really know much about these players. But at the same time, I reckon with the grading and stuff, and they've done a decent job. So I'm going to have to go, might have to go B minus on this one. Yeah, Sydney B minus. Now, West Coast, now they picked up Harley Reid, pick 1, obvious choice. So that one's an A plus, but I reckon a B plus for West Coast. With pick 30, Archer Reid, they wanted to draft Daniel Curtin, but they didn't have enough assets. I think they asked Geelong for pick 10, so they could try and get him, but they missed out on that. And they would have given away a future first, which would not be a good thing, because then Geelong would have had the number 1 pick, because I don't think West Coast are quite exactly. I guess they might surprise us. Who knows? They also picked up Archer Reid, Clay Hall, and Harvey Johnston, I should say. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go B minus for them, or B plus. Actually, no, B plus. That's better. And so with the next one, we've got Western Bulldogs. They picked up 5 players: Riley Sanders, Jordan Croft, Joel Fraser, Lachlan Smith, and Aidan O'Driscoll from Perth in the Waffle. Now, they got one father-son selection, who was Jordan Croft. Now, I think it's Brandon Croft, dad, maybe? I can't remember. Off the top of my head, let me double check. Matthew Croft. That's it. So, obviously, Jordan Croft is the father-son selection. Matthew Croft is a Bulldogs, maybe legend, I'd say. Played over 100 games, obviously. That's what you have to do for the father-son selection. And now I'm going to have to give them a solid, don't know, not sure, maybe a solid. I'm going to have to go A minus. I don't know a lot about these players, obviously, but, when you pick up Jordan Croft, who's a really good player, and then you've got also Riley Sanders, who's a really solid midfielder sort of player from North Launceston Football Club, but he also played for the Sandringham Dragons. I'm not really sure how that works with all that the AFL draftee sort of thing. I don't know how that process goes, but yeah, let me know your thoughts down below if I graded them too harshly, the clubs. Let me know your thoughts on what video I should do next, and I might do the rookie draft. I'm not sure. We'll see how we go. But anyways, hope you enjoyed, and as always, like, subscribe, and peace.